How's it going, everybody? Welcome. This is going to be Merchant Former Movers and Shakers review. I haven't done one of these in a while, and I figured, you know what, this is actually a good time because I was going through Merchant Former last night, and there's so many things that I want to share with you guys when I find something interesting. But I know that not everyone is interested into very specific things. Sometimes a lot of people want to see just in general, for example, what's selling on a daily basis. And so we'll look at daily sales, daily spikes in sales. And like I said, this is movers and shakers. This is the information that's actually pulling from Merch by Amazon. And then we'll do a weekly one. So I'll go through the first page, probably 10th, and then do the same thing for weekly sales. I won't spend a lot of time talking about specific products because you guys can actually pause this and look this up on your own. You can even actually pull up the product and examine it in more detail. So I don't have to do that. But the reason I was looking at some of this basically research, I wanted to see how much of an impact Black History Month would have on sales because. Last year, I was watching people on YouTube doing sales updates, and there were a couple of people that were doing something like 200, 300 sales per day. And it was just because of certain designs that they had that were related to Black history, and that was kind of the niche that they were targeting. And it was honestly, it was just one of those things that, and it wasn't people that would regularly get those sales. Like people would get maybe 5 sales a day, and then during February they would get something like I said, like 200 sales a day because 1 or 2 of their products would take off. As I was doing this research, and I'll show you guys, I didn't actually see a lot of that activity, at least on a daily. On the daily results. Weekly results, there were a few, but I was actually surprised at how low those sales are. So anyways, let's look at this. And I reviewed this before I started recording, and there actually is no theme. So it was just kind of like the random designs were spiking. And as you can see here, if you don't like my driving, stay off the sidewalk, funny, right? Texas, show me your seed phrase. I actually don't even get that joke. I get okay, perfect. Crypto. There was one. So again, like I'm not talking about these ones specifically because they are just kind of like random designs. Like I would assume this is maybe related to St. Patrick's Day. That's about a month and a half from now. This one I've seen it probably 1,000 times. There was one that was related to the truckers protesting the vaccine mandate in the US and Canada going to Ottawa. So, like as you can see here, Columbia, bowling. So in reality, like there's really no theme that we can get from this. This is the trucking one that I was talking about. Big 10-4 rubber duck convoy trucker t-shirt. So that's getting sales here and there. So it's actually getting regular sales, but there's no theme. I'm sure there's a lot of support for truckers, probably even against truckers, merchandise that's being sold. But as you can see, as I'm scrolling through this, there really is nothing that's where we kind of pinpoint and say, okay, this is what's selling right now. The most designs actually that I see they're for St. Patrick's Day, so that's what we see. I'll quickly scroll through page 10 for you guys, and then we'll look at the weekly results. Same thing here. These are the designs, right? You guys, like I said, you guys can pull this up on your own. You can look at it. But again, no consistency, nothing that stands out. And these retro, vintage, the sunset designs, and I have a bunch of them as well. But I mean, you know, even for Bigfoot, like you literally anything that you can think of has actually been posted with this theme, with this design, and it's so funny. Some of these designs I think I recognize from Vexel. So you know, that website, the service that I use is actually pretty good. I've mentioned it a few times. I've talked about it. But again, like I'm just going through this, and you know, really nothing. Like here's another St. Patty's, but St. Patrick's Day, but that's it. Hockey, grandma, right? So nothing, no theme, unless we do like a more specific dig into keyword research and things like that. Like when it comes to actual movers and shakers, nothing that we can kind of pinpoint to, which is actually good information to have as well. So let's do the weekly. And the feedback that I get from these videos is basically people just appreciate that, you know, these are awesome design ideas. It's not like you know, there's a lot of amazing information provided here. Like it's great to see that this is, you know, is selling on a daily basis, right? And then, for example, there are these spikes here, but again, it's just basically like cool designs. Like kind of like, okay, let's look at these designs together. And look at this. This is the first Black History Month theme or design that I've seen. And then preschool, I think I've seen this one many times. And honestly, like I said, there really isn't anything that we can kind of take and you know, dissect in more detail because it's just random designs. I think this one I've also seen before. These ones that are location specific and specific to the year, these ones sell actually regularly, but you have to put them up at the right time, because a lot of people actually are putting something like this up, and then not just for Vegas or anything like that, like literally any vacation spot that you can think of. Miami, New York, it doesn't even matter. Just think of it. Sometimes it's state related. Sometimes it's maybe like Mexico or Cancun or whatever. But if you don't actually put these out at the right time, they'll just get buried, because there's probably going to be, you know, 100,000 of similar designs out there. Same thing here. Honestly, like as I went through, even before before I started recording, I was thinking, what's the most valuable for this recording from this video, and it's honestly that there is no theme. That Black History Month still hasn't kicked in from the sales perspective. I actually thought that those sales would actually start spiking probably, let's say, 2 to 3 weeks ago. But again, there's nothing that you can see when it comes to bestsellers or movers and shakers or anything like that. So for now, I guess it's all still fair game. There's a lot of designs that you can explore. Like, for example, something like this just gives you an idea of what kind of designs actually sell. But it looks like we haven't missed anything, at least for now. And if you're thinking about St. Patrick's Day, you still have time, but they're definitely starting to sell. So anyways, I'm going to wrap it up here, because like I said, the point was to show you guys these designs, to scroll through so you can pause and look up these products on your own. I'll talk to you guys later.